to another episode of Jump Ball. I'm Brock. I'm just doing a short little intro today. We took a break. It was supposed to be only 2 weeks. Ended up being a month, but we're back now. So a few updates on the show. First thing is that we are changing. So in the previous seasons, 5 wins would win you the season title. We are bumping that up to 8 due to circumstances that have come up on the podcast. We need to bump it up to 8.
Being dominant.
No, it's not.
Being dominant.
Stop. We all know why. But yeah, so we're bumping it up to 8. Yeah, we're bumping it up to 8.
I don't know why we're increasing the wins.
Well,
I don't know why.
Go back and look at the season standings, and maybe that will help AJ. But yeah, AJ and Adam are here tonight. And if you're looking, I'm in a new setup. I moved. I got a whole apartment to myself and my girlfriend. And Adam, being the kind friend that he is, gave me a nice housewarming gift. So if you're watching this, if you're watching on YouTube, this is Michael Finley making a contested layup. But if you look in the back, there's Hidu Turkoglu right there, and he's the one who signed the photo, actually.
What?
So he's just right there.
Wait.
His face is barely in it, but he signed it. I don't know. I found it.
Oh.
But yeah, so Adam got me this sweet housewarming gift. And
what is that, the date? Damn.
the date. Yeah. Or that's it. Yeah, I think that's the date. But, and then one last final update. We have a guest host for our first episode in season 8, and that's one of our longtime listeners. He's been listening since the beginning. If you go back, actually you can't go back anymore, but there used to be a show called Don't Touch My Takes, and he was there for that as well. So welcoming on Bryce.
We fucking scrubbed that, didn't we?
Yeah, we put that under the rug a little bit. But yeah, Bryce has been there since the beginning. He's the one who calculated all our tallies of how many wins all time. So I mean, he's been here. So Bryce, welcome on, man. It's been a long time coming.
Yes. Thank you, Brock. And speaking about those tallies, going back and doing some research about some things, I've got a little treat for you three. I think a lot of our listeners are going to enjoy as well. So back in August, I just had a bunch of free time. Okay, on the road a lot, listened to a lot of podcasts. I decided I was going to go back and listen to some of my favorite jump ball podcasts. Okay, and I came across one where Wyckoff, our old host, he was still a part of the crew. And as you guys know, he says some wild things every now and then, okay? And so Brock responded with that and said, somebody needs to go back and look up all the times that he said, this is my favorite player, or something like that, okay? So I went back through every episode, through every season that I had up until August at that point. And I did some research, okay? So I broke it up into 3 categories. We've got teams.
Oh my god.
We've got players. And we've got some other wildly absurd shit that Justin just says. Okay? We'll go from least to most in the amount of how much is in each category. And I will say the first person to express that this is one of their favorite teams of all time was actually Brock in the first 1 or 2 episodes.
We're probably talking about those Pistons. I mean, that's a great team. One of my favorite teams of all time, but yeah.
Yep. So, Wyckoff's only favorite teams, 11-12, North Carolina, shockingly a college team. We got 03-04 Detroit Pistons, 05-06 Heat, 09-10 Hawks, and 2015 Duke. Don't know why he decided those are some of his favorite teams ever, but that's just he just says some things sometimes. Now we're moving on to just random takes that he had. Okay, most iconic shot of all time is the Ray Allen corner 3 in Game 6 of the 2013 Finals.
Pretty iconic.
I think Brock, you'll like this one. Joakim Noah, one of the greatest passing big men of all time.
That's just it's it's like I'm having PTSD from having him on. This is such an absurd thing. It's like Jokic. Jokic is now. He has no whatever. Continue.
One of his favorite trio to play on in 2K was the Run TMC team of Tim Hardaway, Chris Mullins, and Mitch Richmond. Luka Garza is one of the best big men in NCAA history. Trey Burke had one of the best shots in March Madness history in the Sweet 16 three-pointer against Kansas in 2013. Doug McDermott was one of the best scorers in NCAA history, which I think you could factually check and say, okay, that's fair.
He's got one.
Shane Battier is one of the smartest players of all time.
Sure. Okay.
Carlos
Shane Battier,
Boozer's,
high IQ. Why not? Yeah.
Carlos Boozer's fade is just as good as Dirk's.
That's absurd. He did not actually say that.
Do you think I could think of something to write that bad?
No, I guess not. He said it.
Mario Chalmers, the 2008 NCAA title game winner, is one of the greatest of all time. And then the 2008 draft class is one of the greatest of all time, which personally couldn't tell you first and from there. But
I think Derrick Rose was the first pick in 08. That's probably why he thinks it's the greatest draft class, because of Derrick Rose, but
probably.
Yeah.
So now we're on to the list of players, which I counted anything from this is one of my favorite players of all time, this is one of my favorite players to play on 2K, just anything where it was like one of his favorites for one reason or another. Okay? Long
I have
list
a
for this
feeling
one.
this is gonna be the worst list.
by
I'm
far.
pretty confident this is gonna be the worst. Yeah.
Shockingly, we're going to start out with Marvin Bagley.
That dude sucks. He sucks.
And I was gonna start tallying how many times he wrote or he said something about Marvin Bagley being amazing. I got to 5 and stopped because I didn't want to run out of ink. Our next is Boobie Gibson, Tayshaun Prince, Taj Gibson, Ryan Anderson, Bill Cartwright, Joakim Noah, Andre Miller, Gilbert Arenas, Luka Garza, Trey Burke, Buddy Hield, Michael Carter-Williams, Eddie House, Jameel McKay, Deron Williams, Josh Smith, Nate Robinson, Milos Teodosic.
You're talking about?
yeah.
Wow. That dude was in the
What was
league.
the context for him?
I don't remember. It was a long time ago. Mo Harkless, Doug McDermott, Adrian Payne, Thaddeus Young, Jared Bayless, and Corey Brewer are some names for you.
It's a real who's who of who is that guy.
Truly, there's like no big superstar on that list. Like maybe you could argue Luka Garza since we're in Iowa, but like other than that list is a bunch of like.
There were some like big-ish names early on, and then right in the middle was just Ryan Anderson. Why who's talking about Ryan?
He loves Justin loves Ryan Anderson. I don't know why he does, but he loves the stretch 4. Ryan Anderson from the Rockets loves that guy.
He's gonna need to make this a 2K team.
That'd be awful.
Well, they're not going to be able to fit on one roster, so you might have to make 2 or 3.
Yeah, he'll figure it out.
Anyways, so
Oh my god.
on to the actual the trivia part of this.
Also, Bryce, that was
made this-
amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
True
Thank you
listener.
for making that list. Yeah.
It was a lot of
His
hard work, but I
dedication.
enjoyed it with this moment in mind, thinking, wow, these guys are going to love this.
That was better than you said. You had a surprise, and that's better than what I thought you were. I don't know what I thought you were going to do, but that's better than what I thought. So,
I'm
true
glad.
listener, we can get you a mouse pad. Adam, we got those in stock yet?
You said that about the research for the totals too.
Adam shipped this guy 2 mouse pads.
I'm fresh out. I'll talk to the mouse pad guys.
Okay, so anyway, when I made this, I was thinking, I believe still probably the youngest person in the group here. I was born right around the turn of the century, so I was just we're gonna do everything 21st century basketball, okay? So it's a wide range of stuff I've got here, all right?
All right.
So, as I told Brock as well, I've got a little intro that I think is pretty good. If you guys want to steal it, go ahead. But let's tip off another episode of Jump Ball.
You when I guest hosted, I said, let's jump for ball, and everyone hated that one. No one liked that.
That's pretty bad.
I like let's...
Might need another player at this point, if that's the case. Kidding, I would suck. But I can make trivia about it. So, 21st century, like I said, I actually do have 3 rounds because when I go through all these different things, I had to include a gauntlet round because Adam's Dead or Nah, or All-Star or Nah round. That made me laugh a lot, so I just wanted to get one of those in. So shout out to Adam for that one. But we
Appreciate
we have 8 multiple choice, 3 fill in the blank, and then a quick gauntlet round. We can explain things as we go along. Our first one, like I said, is multiple choice. So 1 point for each question. Our first question is, how many different teams have been in the NBA since 2000? The 2000-2001 is the first season. Okay. Our options are 34, 30, or 33, 34, 35, or 36.
Does this include by teams name changes or
Yeah, so I was gonna say for example for the Lakers, they were the Minneapolis Lakers. That would have been 1 team. They moved to Los Angeles, so now they're Los Angeles Lakers. That would have been 2 teams. And if they decide to change their name to the Los Angeles basketball players, that would have been a 3rd team.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yep. Does changing cities count?
Yes.
Okay.
Changing either the name of the city or the team name. Actually, I think I lied. This is 99 to 2000 is the first year, and then 2000, 2001.
Okay.
So again, our options are just 33, 34, 35, or 36.
Okay, I'm locked in.
I'm also locked.
Locked.
Perfect. Okay, Brock, we will start with you, then we'll go to Adam, then we'll go to AJ. Okay, so Brock, what is your answer?
All right, so I locked in with 33 because there's 30 NBA teams already, just our normal ones. And then the extra name changes I had were, I think, the Vancouver Grizzlies going to the Memphis Grizzlies counting as 1. I had the Charlotte Bobcats changing to the Charlotte Hornets. And then the other one I could think of was the New Orleans Hornets become the New Orleans Pelicans. So I have an extra 3, so I went with 33.
Okay, Adam, how about you?
Same thought process, and those 3 same, but then 1 additional because I believe the Thunder became the Thunder in 2008, 9?
They were the Supersonics prior, and then became the Thunder.
So I had 34.
Okay. AJ, how about you?
Yeah, I got 34, and then same as Adam.
Okay, so this was a little bit tricky. I will say none of you did get it, but it was a little bit tricky because I was gonna think about having the Oklahoma City Hornets as well for a year because they had to relocate because of Katrina.
Oh.
So that would have made it 35. Off the top of my head, I cannot remember what the other team was, but the final answer would have been 36.
When Toronto went down to Florida, are we counting that? Or is that still Toronto?
They're still the same
Still
name.
counts as Toronto Raptors? Okay, yeah.
So they did change their name. It would have been, if you would have guessed 35 or 36, I would have kind of asked you how you got there with your Oklahoma City Hornets, but I feel like it might have been the Charlotte Bobcats with like the Charlotte Hornets.
Yeah, that
The other
whole
one.
thing's a mess.
The whole thing with the
Yeah, I almost put. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're fine. I was just going to talk about, like, why did they have to choose the Hornets? Like, they just got rid of them in New Orleans, and then they just pick them up, and there's not changing franchises. It's just the same name. It makes no sense. It's so confusing.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was so weird. I almost did lock in 35. I mean, just because my math was wrong. Because of the whole New Orleans and Charlotte thing. I almost counted an extra team, so I almost locked in 35. Oh, I guess I could have gotten the right number, but not right reason at all.
Yeah. So. That
Oh, you know who the other one probably was that I just thought of? The Nets.
Oh, New
Yes,
Jersey to
yes.
Brooklyn.
That was
Oh,
like 04, I think.
yep, that would have been
would
it.
be correct. All right. Well, good news is AJ, you're not behind yet, so keep it up.
This guy listens, man.
yeah, man.
This guy listens.
Okay.
was
So
like-
number 2. What was the least amount of wins by a team in a single season since the year 2000? Multiple choice again. 7, 8, 9, or 10.
Okay, I'm locked in.
Unlocked.
I'm locked.
All right. Adam, we'll start with you this time. Then we'll go AJ, Brock. So Adam, go ahead and lead us off.
Well, as the reigning jump ball champion, I've made it a goal of mine to not talk about losers. You know, I leave that up to Brock and AJ. So I don't know this one, and I just had to guess. So I just threw out 8 for no real reason.
You only like to talk about the winners and the mediocre teams. Exactly 500.
Just the average.
Because I've had a couple mediocre seasons myself, but
That means you
Okay,
lost. If you had mediocre seasons, that means you lost those seasons.
shut up. Shut up. I don't want to do this. We have
Wasn't an
company.
A-plus season.
With company.
I also basically just threw out a number. I thought 7 and 10. I thought those didn't sound right, but I went 9. 9 and 73.
Brock?
All right, so if everyone remembers, I think I did an episode about some of the worst teams of all time. And I want to say that it's 8, because I feel like it's either the Charlotte Bobcats or it's the 76ers that hold this. And I want to say it's 8, because 10 seemed like too much. 10 wins really pushing the envelope there. So I really went with it. Solid 8.
Okay, Brock, you were on the right path. However, again, it's going to be a defensive struggle. It was the Charlotte Bobcats, but they won 7.
God.
2000. It was the 2011-2012 lockout season.
Oh,
So they
my.
played less games and just didn't
Oh, okay.
They could have got one more
Man,
win
that's so
if there wasn't a lockout. They could have got that one more win for me.
They probably could have. Yeah, I would hope so.
I would 7 wins. That's pitiful. That's how do you get to the facility every day wanting to play basketball at that point?
Gotta get your
Billions of
paycheck.
dollars. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That checks out. I guess.
Okay.
Did
Number-
76ers win 10? Oh, sorry.
Either was
they have a
They won
yeah,
10
like
games?
they have a bad one. I think it's 10. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, on to number 3. Speaking of that 2011-2012 lockout, how many games were played in that season due to the lockout? 64, 66, 68, or 70?
I'm locked in.
What was the year again?
2011, 2012.
I'm locked.
Okay, I'm locked.
All right. AJ, you can go ahead and go first. What did you get? 64, 66, 68, or 70?
This was another absolute toss-up for me. For some reason, I was going back and forth between 64 and 66. One of those seems right to me. When you initially read the question, I was thinking low 60s, so that edged it out for me, and I went 64 games.
All right. Brock, what did you get?
So, like I said, I did that episode about some of the biggest losers of all time. And I wanted, and like when you were explaining it, I said, okay, I think they, like that season, well, I guess that the Bobcats team, they won the 8 games. I distinctly remember having the number 7. Oh, no. Okay, well, I'm sticking with my answer. Because I really thought they went 8 and 62, which is not even right because I didn't even get that question right. I just had the number 62, so I just took 8 minus 70, got 62, locked in 70.
Okay. Adam, what did you get?
No intense logic. A couple, or I guess probably maybe our last episode of the last season, we talked about the Heatles a lot. And this was Heatles era, and so after that episode, I went and just looked at those rosters again, and then I saw their records, and I was like, one of those is shorter. What happened? Oh yeah, lockout. But I don't remember what the total was. So it was a lot of thinking for no help. So I locked in 68.
68. Well, I will say you guys were all around it. It was 66.
Oh my god.
This is brutal.
Boy! It would
The
not.
149-day standoff ended on November 25th, and games began on December 25th. It was 66.
Just knocking the rust off, boys. Just knocking the rust off.
Happy to help.
Yeah.
I was thinking
Gotta
either
knock
this is,
that.
I was thinking
gotta
this is
knock
either
that
going to be a
rust off.
shootout or it's going to be a complete defensive battle, and I have no idea which one. But looks like we're going with the defensive battle.
I'm gonna win by 1 point. That's my goal.
1 to 0 to 0.
Yep.
Okay,
Easy.
number 4. Which team has the most wins since the year 2000? So this is not in a season, just all these 21 seasons since then. Is it the Boston Celtics, the Miami Heat, the Dallas Mavericks, or the San Antonio Spurs? Which team has the most wins since the year 2000?
Can you read the teams again?
The Boston Celtics, the Miami Heat, the Dallas Mavericks, or the San Antonio Spurs. I will say also, I made this in August, so this last year, don't factor that in.
Okay.
Okay, I'm locked in.
I'm locked.
Wow, Adam's thinking. Brooks Koepka choked that shit today.
Yes, you did.
That was.
Oh yeah, we're recording this on Easter Sunday for the record for everybody.
I can't believe that. He
What is that?
golfer. It was a Masters this weekend.
Oh.
It was.
Okay, I'm locked.
It was bad. But anyway, back to the show.
back to the show. Okay, Brock, we're going to go with you. Which team did you have for the most wins since the year 2000?
Okay, so the two teams that stuck out to me from the original four were the Heat and the Spurs. Obviously super dominant during those like time frames that we're talking about. And I think I went with the Heat just because there was one year, I know in the Heatles episode we just did, that they were like, people were deeming them to break the record. So I want to say they had like a 64 win season, maybe. So unless the Spurs top that, but 64 is a lot of games. So I locked in with the Heat.
Wait, Brock, I think you may have misunderstood the question there, big dog.
I would
I
agree.
think you're still knocking off the rust.
Okay, I
Most total
There's a
wins
lot of rust on there.
all of the season.
the total wins.
I believe I had mentioned that.
Probably.
You did.
I
I got
understood.
I probably did not. Screw it. I'm sticking with the Heat. I don't care. I ain't scared.
All right. Brock goes with the Heat. Adam, we'll jump to you.
Yeah, my strategy here was to kind of draw little line graphs for how good all of the teams were throughout the period, so you can see little bumps for their, really good years. And I think you probably picked like the top 4 teams because they all ended up looking pretty similar. So then I was just thinking that like the Spurs had like a huge playoff streak, like they made the playoffs for like 20 straight years or 18 straight years or something like that. So I went Spurs.
All right, AJ, to you.
Okay, I got a first. Adam made those lines and then said, "You must have picked the top 4 teams because those charts checked out. They were all high. those lines surely are just spot on. Yeah, you must have picked the top 4. Yeah, those are good lines.
Well, if he would have like thrown
yeah,
out
the
like,
actual
oh yeah,
data.
the Bobcats, then the line would have looked really different, and I would have been like, well, it's not that one.
Yeah, that's fair. I love that. I got stuck between. I had basically the same process as Adam because I understood the question.
With a line graph?
I got stuck. No line graph.
Pie
got
chart
stuck
for him.
between-
I can't wait till I get this right and I didn't understand the question.
It's super possible.
It is possible. I went between Mavs and Spurs. Then I came down to the same thing. They had the huge. I was just thinking of steady teams. I was like, Boston, there was a period where they were really bad. Miami had the good runs, but were kind of lesser off. But Mavs and Spurs always seemed pretty steady. Obviously, Spurs had the crazy playoff run, a streak. So I went Spurs too.
All right. Well, Brock, I think if you fully would have understood the question, you may have gotten it right because it was the Spurs. Thanks to Adam's reasoning, it was the top 4 teams, and I think that line chart probably just put them over the top there.
Really?
Oh my God.
The
The line
Mavericks?
chart. I'm telling you.
The
I'm
Spurs.
telling you, Mavs are steady.
Well, you
man.
can
When
see,
were they, like,
Brock.
bottom?
You can see that
Sorry,
the
yeah.
Mavs start real
This
low
is
in the
no
early
research.
2000s.
This is no research.
But once they get Dirk, then they're really good for a while, and just recently they've started tailing off.
This season doesn't count.
Yeah.
Hard to argue with that.
Exactly.
This season doesn't count. Whatever. That's fine. I'll come back.
So we do have points on the board. So that's a plus.
Yeah.
All right, on to number 5. Which player besides the Curry brothers has the highest 3-point percentage since the year 2000? So the same thing as the last question, Brock. Overall, not just
I'm here.
in one season.
I'm here. I got it.
Overall. Our options are Steve Nash, Steve Novak, Kyle Korver, or Joe Harris.
Can you read
Steve
those?
Nash,
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Steve Nash, Steve Novak, Kyle Korver, or Joe Harris.
Highest percent.
And these are all percentage, yes. These are also on not like 5 shots, and he made 3 of them. This is a solid chunk of attempts.
Did you ever tell me all these guys had brothers in the league?
Besides the Curry brothers is what.
Besides the Curry brothers. Okay, I thought you were saying.
This dude, are
Bro,
you? What's
I'm
going
not
on with you?
I'm not okay, obviously.
So it's not. It's
you
not
move into
Steph,
this-
and it's not Seth, is what I'm saying.
Okay.
Moved into this
Because
apartment.
one of
and
them
then
was the highest.
Fox is drunk. Fox is
Do you
drunk.
have, do you have like
all the time now.
methane gas detectors in that apartment?
I don't know, man. I'm tripping. Okay, that changes my answer somehow. I'm locked in.
Oh yeah! Ow! How does that
all
possibly
locked?
change your answer?
I don't know,
I'm
man.
locked. Yeah, I'm
I
locked.
don't know. Cut me a
locked.
break. I'm knocking the rust off, man.
Adam, we're
There's
starting
no
with
brothers. Yeah.
you. Did you get Steve Nash, Steve Novak, Kyle Korver, or Joe Harris?
I went with Kyle Korver. I think Joe Harris used to be on this list, but has tailed off a bit maybe. Nash, I was great, but I don't think he's that efficient. And then I really wanted to say Steve Novak. Brock and I were just talking about Steve Novak this weekend. I really wanted to say him. Yeah, but I just couldn't do it. I just couldn't make myself do Novak, so I went Kyle Korver.
Okay, AJ, on to you.
We're gonna need to hear what this Novak conversation was after I say my answer. I went Harris. I feel like he's been really hot. I don't know. It was between him and Korver for me, but I tend to be pretty biased for the recent stuff. I went Harris.
Okay, Brock, how about you?
All right. So I went with the boy me and Adam were talking about this weekend. I went with Steve Novak, man. That guy, straight shooter. I just don't know. I don't see how it's not Steve Novak. Like everything, I made some graphs too here, and if you want to look at them real quick, I'm kidding, I didn't make any graphs, but no, yeah, Steve Novak, and me and Adam were talking about him because I know where he got me his photo, and they have like a big collage of just like signed autograph photos, and for some reason, there's like 15 Steve Novak Marquette ones in there. Like if you need a Steve Novak autograph picture, I got you. But I locked in with Steve Novak, the GOAT. Some would say.
All right. Well, Brock did not tie it up with the rest of you,
Ah!
but one of you did take the lead, and it was AJ with Joe Harris.
Joe.
And like I said, I made it in August, so don't think about this season stuff, please. So hopefully that doesn't change anything. But it was Joe Harris shooting 43.9% on, to that point, nearly 2,000 attempts. So AJ takes our 2-1-0 lead, heading into question 6 of our multiple choice, which is how many different teams have won the finals since 2000? 9, 10, 11, or 12?
And we're not including this year, right?
So,
God,
but he's the one that's title this year. So.
I already know who's going to win it, but it's going to be Giannis, but he's going to be a two-timer. So I'm just letting you all know that now.
I don't think the Bucks were an option anyway.
Can you repeat? Wait, what was the question?
How many
Was it-
different teams have won the finals since 2000?
Oh, okay, yeah.
9,
Brock,
10, 11, or
It was a joke, AJ.
no, I know. Brock had me with the 2-time. I was like, wait, oh shit, is it MVPs? But okay, yeah, rings.
I'm locked.
I'm locked.
Yep, I'm locked.
All right, perfect. AJ, I believe we're starting with you. What did you get for your answer?
I got 9. Yeah, I started naming them out. Started for pulling by the end. 9. Yeah, I'm pretty confident. Feel all right.
Okay. AJ comes in with 9. Brock, what did you get?
I'm also locking in with 9. I think I listed all of them. So I went with Lakers, obviously, Mavs, 1 year, Heat, the Bucks, the Spurs, the Celtics in '08, the Cavs, the sneaky little team of the Toronto Raptors in 2019, and then obviously the Warriors. So I think that's 9.
Wait. Oh shit! I forgot the Raptors. Damn it! It's not 9.
Adam?
Wait, Brock, say your list again.
I'm intrigued to hear this.
What do you mean?
I think I'm
Say
really
it
intrigued to hear
again.
this.
Say it again.
The Lakers, the
Okay.
Mavericks,
Okay.
the Heat, the Bucks, the Spurs, the Celtics, the Cavs, Raptors, Warriors.
Hilarious.
Oh my god.
Oh my god,
Oh my
absolutely
God.
hilarious. How many times do you forget your favorite team of all time?
The Pistons, 10.
Yeah, that's what I got. 10. That's multiple times on this podcast you've just forgotten that the team exists.
Well, I think you guys have it figured out for yourselves. Adam, if you locked in with 10, which I believe
I did, yeah.
the point goes to you. It is 10. So basically everybody that Brock listed, plus his favorite team of all time, that he forgot.
Yeah.
I'm starting to think they're not my favorite team of all time. Something deep down in me,
think so.
like I want to like them, but something deep down in me does not want to like them. So I guess I hate Ben Wallace. So let's just move on. That's fine.
Okay, we
Ben
can.
Might as well
Wallace
just
is
make it
not
a
going to be
Timberwolves.
happy to hear that.
I'm sorry, Big Ben.
All right, number 7. Which team has had the most different head coaches since 2000? Is it the New York Knicks, the Sacramento Kings, the Minnesota Timberwolves, or the Detroit Pistons?
Wow.
This is going to be my biggest crapshoot, I think.
What was the fourth team? I have Knicks, Wolves, Pistons,
Kings.
Kings. Oh, Jesus. The Kings. Oh, AJ, you did a whole episode on the Kings. Here you go. This is for your research to pay off.
Yeah, hey, Brock, do you understand the question? You know what we're talking about?
You know, you can talk to me when you get multiple wins in a season.
Okay. I can't come back on that.
That's a tough one to come back on.
I could probably help you, AJ, by looking at the fat 0 in Brock's scoreboard right now.
Okay.
Ooh, that's true.
This company right now, the company we've had over is kind of being mean to me.
There are guests. They're allowed to. I'm locked.
I'm locked too. It has to be this team.
Yeah, same.
All right. So, Brock, back to you to go first.
All right.
What team did you have for the most different head coaches?
Okay, it's the team that just ended their playoff drought. It has to be the Sacramento Kings because he had that long stint of like Rick Adelman there for a long time, and then since then that's been an absolute crapshoot. So I went with Sacramento. Wolves, I don't know. Wolves, Chris Finch can go. He's overstayed his welcome, in my opinion. Rudy Gobert's throwing punches on the bench today at his teammates, which is actually absurd because Kyle Anderson.
Let's let Rudy coach.
No, because it's absurd. Because like Kyle Anderson and Rudy Gobert are really good on the floor together. Their pick and roll's been really good this year. So I don't know why Rudy's throwing punches at Slow-Mo. Like Slow-Mo's been trying to help him. So I don't know, but I went with Kings anyway.
Okay, Adam, who'd you get?
I had a similar thought process at first that the Kings snapped the playoff drought, but I also thought the Kings have been good. And like especially early 2000s, they were good, and then they've been like fine a lot. So I don't know if they're going to necessarily fire their coach as often. One team that's pretty bad, pretty consistently, is the Timberwolves. So went with the Timberwolves.
Okay, AJ, on to you.
You watch your mouth.
And I liked how we've all had different answers so much already, because I did not go with the Kings or the Wolves. I felt like Kings had that stint with Adam, and that's going to take them out. Wolves I could honestly have seen, but then Pistons, I felt like they had Chauncey Billups years, and then even in this rebuild, they've just kept Dwayne Casey until right now. I think they fired. If they didn't fire him, they're going to, it sounds like. So, Knicks, like they're always just clamoring for, contention. They're like, get a new coach, get a new coach, get a new coach. Knicks.
All right, so AJ, that logic worked out really well for you. Because it was the Knicks. They have had 14 different head coaches.
14?
I feel like during the mid 2010s they had like a new coach every single year.
They must have. Like
I feel like they did.
When Melo was there.
I mean they went through a ton of. Damn, that's horrible.
All right.
14.
That's
AJ takes the lead 3-2 to still Brock's 0.
We're getting warmed up.
A lot of points
there.
left.
Oh, good work, Bryce. He's a natural.
You think it's my first time. Okay, number 8. The lowest scoring game in the 21st century was played on December 21st, 2000. The Charlotte Hornets beat which team 65-56 for a combined total of 121 points? Was it the Denver Nuggets, the Portland Trail Blazers, the Miami Heat, or the Cleveland Cavaliers? So which team lost to the Hornets, to Charlotte, 65-56? The Nuggets, the Trailblazers, the Heat, or the Cavs? I feel like this one's probably a shot in the dark type question.
I'm locked in.
I'm actually locked. I'm locked. I have
I'm
a
locked
reason.
too.
All right. Adam, we'll start with you. What team did you get?
I went with the Nuggets, and I only think that because for some reason there's a piece of knowledge in my head that I may have made up that the Nuggets have been involved in the highest scoring game of all time and the lowest scoring game of all time, and I know they're in the highest one. So here we are, Nuggets.
It goes with the Nuggets. AJ, who'd you get?
I also went with the Nuggets, and for me it was that episode I did back for the offensive peak. Kept going back every decade for each question. When I got to the 2003, pretty sure my question had a detail of the Nuggets were the worst offense in the league. I think just go back 3 more years, been the Nuggets.
Fair reasoning. Brock, what'd you come up with?
Well, I did not choose the Nuggets. I just 2000s pre 2003, the Cavs have to be pretty bad, right? I mean, obviously, now that I'm thinking about it, the Nuggets, obviously had a pretty good pick in the 03 draft, so they're probably pretty bad. The Heat had a pretty good pick in the 03 draft, so they're probably pretty bad around this time. But I just went with the number 1 pick. I went with the Cleveland Cavaliers.
All right. Well, Adam, you may have been correct that the Nuggets were involved in the lowest and the highest scoring game of all time. But this was since 2000. So if the Nuggets were involved in the lowest scoring game, it would have been before 2000. It was not the Nuggets, and it wasn't the Cavs either, Brock. Sorry.
Yeah, put your fucking hand down.
Come on, man.
It was the Miami Heat.
Oh, my gosh.
Anthony Mason and Bryant Grant led the way for the Heat with 11 points each, but that was not enough to overcome those mighty Hornets.
Yeah. It's awful.
Adam, would you want to watch that game? Is that a game that's slow?
It'd be an interesting one to watch.
Big man.
Anthony Mason. What was his nickname? Like, was he Baby Shaq?
I
have no idea.
I don't know either, man. I don't know.
Probably called 11 points.
Someone was Baby Shaq. It might have been Anthony Mason.
All right. We are done with our multiple choice. So, Brock, maybe that's just not your type of category.
I like the hard ones.
So now we're going into fill in the blank. So I'll tell you how much each question is worth when we come to it. One of these is a very high scoring question. Okay?
I like.
Number 1, the top end talent out of the 2003 draft class was one of the greatest ever put together. Name 2 lottery picks who were drafted out of Kansas.
Oh,
Name
wow.
the 2 lottery picks that were drafted out of Kansas in the 2003 draft.
Two out of 1. Ooh. Okay, I'm locked.
It's at 03, right?
Yes.
I'm locked.
Okay.
Rocky is lucky.
Adam is lucky. And would like to be included in the name puns.
Well, I just figured that Brock, I believe Brock doesn't really like Brocky is lucky, so that's why I said that.
Not the biggest fan in the world. Adam still says it from time to time now, Bryce.
Brock, like anything I think is fun.
That's not true. I think this is fun. We do this, well, not for a month, but we do it
for a total
normally.
of 2 points, by the way, if you were probably able to put that together.
Yeah, well, AJE is Locky, but only has one name, so he's going for 1 point.
All right. AJ, can you at least get one here? Who is your person?
I don't know. I have no idea. Like, honestly, Kansas, people from Kansas besides Joel Embiid, it's like, I think the Morris twins went to Kansas, and I don't know why I think that, or why I know that.
They did.
Did, okay.
And
So,
Paul Pierce?
yeah, no, right. I didn't. Pierce went to Kansas? Oh,
Wiggins?
that's cool.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad that you didn't pick them
yeah,
and only
wait,
had
Wilt
one
Chamberlain?
That's
Chamberlain? Okay. Well, I didn't go with any of those. I just put the one lottery. What? Adam tricked me.
I don't think Will went to. Did he go to Kansas, or are you just messing with him?
Kansas?
Learn something new every day. That's wild. I thought you just
Darko.
meant.
No,
Well,
nothing.
that's not right.
Did you
I know who. Just Darko. I was like, lottery picks from 2003 besides LeBron, Wade, and Bosh. Who cares? Who gives a shit?
No.
Okay.
I don't know.
It is not.
Hello.
Yeah.
I will give that information out. Brock, who'd you get here?
Fine.
Well, luckily I didn't write down Darko, but it took me a minute. But 2 guys drafted. One worked out in Chicago for a little bit, Kirk Heinrich, the captain, and then another one had a deal in his contract that if he were won MVP, he'd get paid like an extra $1 million. That's Nick Collison.
All right. Kirk Heinrich and Nick Collison. Adam, who'd you come up with?
I initially also came up with Kirk Heinrich, and little flex that he's from Iowa. We're all Iowa fellas, I believe. So, that's cool. And then I did also write Nick Collison because I was just like, he also was in that draft and from Iowa, but I had no idea who the second guy was. So I'm happy with Brock's confidence.
So you went Kirk Heinrich and Nick Collison?
Yes.
Well, if you stuck with your Iowa ties, you were correct. It was both Kirk Heinrich and Nick Collison. I don't think Darko's from Iowa. So, sorry.
No, but you know what? You know who's
I don't-
shockingly from Iowa? That's kind of like Darko?
Who?
Rafe LaFrentz. Isn't that crazy?
I don't know that much about Rafe LaFrentz, but where is he from in Iowa?
That is.
Somewhere?
I think he's from like Mason City or something.
Well, shout out Mason City.
All right. Well,
I'm on the pod.
Congratulations to Brock for getting on the board. But Adam has taken the lead. We've got Adam 4, AJ 3, and Brock 2.
Oh,
Okay.
damn, he's not out. Okay.
Here we come.
Nobody's out. Number 2 for our fill in the blank, the 5th highest MVP race of all time happened during the 2016-2017 season. There was a 13% margin between these two former teammates. Name these two players. So again, 1 point each for each player. The fifth tightest MVP race of all time happened during the 2016-2017 season. There was a 13% margin between these two former teammates.
Locked.
JE is Locky.
All right. Brock, I think we're back to you here. What'd
Um,
you come up with?
So 2016, that's Russ's MVP year. So it had to be him and Harden, unless you're throwing me a curveball with Russ and LeBron. That also kind of fits here, but I went Russ and Harden.
All right. Adam, up to you.
Well, Russ and LeBron wouldn't have been former teammates at that point.
But now they would be.
I guess.
they're not.
Depends on the.
I would be mad if Bryce counted that and said specifically former teammates as if he could see the future from this question.
That was never going to
But-
work.
I also wrote Westbrook and Harden.
Okay, another Westbrook, Harden, AJ.
I got Harden, Russ.
Good. Wow, look at you guys go. We are hot. It was, in fact, Harden and Westbrook.
I
So,
do think this upcoming one's probably going to be another crazy close one by the end between Embiid and Jokic. I guess Giannis is out. I don't feel like Giannis should be out, but
He shouldn't be.
it seems more between the two centers.
Shouldn't be. Giannis gets
Media.
It is media driven.
I think, yeah, it is. Giannis should not be a clear third. I think he should be. For
He has a
discussion.
better record than Embiid, and I don't get it. Whatever.
well, hopefully we can stay hot with our final fill-in-the-blank question here. There is a total of 9 points available in this question.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
This could be a game changer. There have been 3 final sweeps since the start of the century. A point will be awarded if you can name each of the years the sweeps took place, the team that won the finals, and the team that got swept in the finals. So 1 point for the year, 1 point for the winner, 1 point for the loser.
So for me to get the point, I have to name the year, the team, and both teams essentially, and tell you who
Yes,
won.
yeah.
Okay.
The year and the teams. But we do need clarification on who won and who lost. Which I feel like shouldn't be too hard, but
You said there's 3 or 4?
3.
Okay.
3 times it's happened.
3 sweeps.
9
Then I'm
points
locked.
available. I'm locked as well.
Locked.
All right, AJ, we are going to start with you. Give me your years, your teams. See if you can get
Okay.
a bunch of points here.
Yeah, we'll see. All right, first one in 2018 finals, the Warriors swept the Cavs.
Okay.
And then just going back in order, I guess. I wasn't. This was my final entry. I wasn't sure. I put just 2015 Warriors swept the Cavs again that year. I don't know. And then put 2011. I think maybe I don't remember the Heat Thunder series, but I know it was such the young Thunder team. Maybe the Heat swept them, but I can't remember honestly. I remember the series.
Okay. Brock, who did you come up with?
All right. I also had the 2018 Warriors sweeping the Cleveland Cavs in that series. And then, I think this is LeBron's first trip to the finals. In 2007, the Spurs sweep the Cavs. And then the only other one I had was the 2001 Lakers sweeping the New Jersey Nets.
Okay. Adam, on to you.
I also had a Warriors Cavs series. I said 2017 because I didn't know which year that would have been. But so I said 2017 Warriors over Cavs, and then I got LeBron's sweep, LeBron getting swept by the Spurs in 07, and then I had the 02 Lakers over the Nets.
All right. A little bit of variance there. However, only one of you came out on top there. That was Adam. So,
You love to hear it.
very similar answers. AJ, you started off hot.
Ice cold. That's okay.
Yeah.
Get 'em
So the
next time.
2018 Warriors swept the Cavs. 2007, the Spurs swept the Cavs. And to 2002, the Lakers swept the Nets.
I
Okay?
was off by a
So
year.
Brock and Adam, I did give you both 2 points for having the correct teams. But Adam, you were off a year for the Warriors sweeping the Cavs. And then Brock, you were off a year with the Lakers sweeping the Nets. Okay? So we do have a gauntlet round coming up.
Wait, what's the score now?
Our score
I
is...
think I'm behind.
I think you are
Pretty
behind.
behind.
AJ, you were
Oh,
at 8. Brock, you were at 12. Adam, you were at 14. Okay.
Okay.
Be
Do you
worse.
guys have any preferences on how you want this gauntlet round to go? Because it's going to be one at a time.
I would say go from the lowest score to the highest score.
That's what I was thinking. All right, AJ, you're up then. So, instead of Dead or Nah, we went with the other. We went with All Star or Nah.
Dead or not.
Dead or Nah's a classic.
I forgot about that one.
Was probably my favorite segment I've ever listened to. But the thing about this is I'm going to give you a specific year for each of the players I list you. You have to just tell me yes or no, or all-star or no. And then there's a coach at the end of each list, and you just have to answer if they've ever been an all-star coach. Okay?
Wait, how are we doing this? Is this a timed thing? Or am I just
Pretty much timed, but I don't have a timer that I'm going to use, but I'm going to,
okay?
if I feel like you're stalling, I'm just going to not count it. Okay?
Fair enough. Okay.
All right. AJ, Gordon Howard, 2016.
Yeah.
Manu Ginobili, 2012.
Yeah.
Allen Iverson, 2009.
9. Yeah. Yep.
Sean Marion, 2003.
Away.
No? James Harden, 2012.
Oh.
Zydrunas Ilgauskas, 2003.
Yeah.
And Billy Donovan. Has he ever been a coach?
Billy Donovan, yeah, he's been a coach, yeah.
Okay.
Of the All-Star game, to be clear.
Of the All-Star
Yeah.
game.
Yeah.
Yeah, Billy Donovan's coach basketball.
Yeah, he's coach. My
I
gauntlet,
hope you would have got that.
gauntlet felt okay. Went with the gut there.
I think AI has passed his prime in 09
Certainly
I know.
past
I
his
just
prime, but
yeah,
he might have slipped
I would
in.
think so.
to give him.
Kind of thought that, but
Then Sean Marion was a bucket, man, in 03. I think I think it's his Suns days. He's a problem in the Suns.
there's no way he made it.
Okay. Brock, we're going to move on to you now since you are in second. Same process here. Give you players, their specific year, and then just if a coach has ever coached in the All-Star game.
All right.
We'll start out with Ray Allen, 2001.
Yeah.
Kevin Love, 2016.
No.
Chris Paul, 2014.
Yeah.
Baron Davis, 2006.
Yeah.
Nikola Jokic, 2019.
Yes.
Wayne Wade, 2015.
Is that just pity one? They might have given the pity one. No, 2015. No. No, I'm going to go no.
Calling.
And Nick Nurse. Ever been a coach?
Nick? Yes.
Okay. Perfect. We've got yours tallied up there. Can Adam keep the lead in this final round? It all comes down to this. Adam, you ready?
I am.
Okay. CJ McCollum, 2021.
No.
Shaq, 2009.
Yeah.
Grant Hill, 2000.
Yeah.
Paul Pierce, 2003.
No.
Pau Gasol, 2012.
Yeah.
Ben Simmons, 2017.
Yeah.
And Flip Saunders. Has he ever coached an All-Star game? No?
No.
Okay. I will go through the list with you.
Unless the question is dead or nah, then I gotta go, yeah.
All right. So, AJ, you had Gordon Howard, 2016, not an All-Star. You answered yes. Manu Ginobili, 2012, not an All-Star. Allen Iverson, 2009, he was an All-Star that year.
Wow.
See,
Sean
told
Marion.
you, man.
Sean Marion, 2003, All-Star. James Harden,
that was
2012, not an All-Star. I think it was right before he hit his prime. Zydrunas Ilgauskas, 2003, not an All-Star. Billy Donovan has never coached an All-Star game. You ended
Thunder
with
years?
you ended with a firm 10 points.
Wait. I only got
You
2
got
points in the
2
college.
points.
Wait, oh my god. Got AI in 2009, and then what was my other right
Well,
answer?
when I was picking through it, I was like trying to look for players who like have a lot of All-Star appearances in like 5-6 year span, and then like there's 1 year that they don't, or something like that. So I was like, yeah, we'll put him in there. So like Gordon Hayward, 2016. He
What was my
probably
other
would have.
point? I remember.
You had AI. I think you said. Did you say Zydrunas Ilgauskas was an All-Star in 2003?
Yeah, I think I shrugged. Yeah.
No. And I think it
Okay.
was-
Yeah.
I think it's James. I don't know. Anyways, I came up with
that's-
2, tallying along as I went.
I believe you. Yeah.
Ray Allen, 2001, was an All-Star. Kevin Love, 2016, not an All-Star. Chris Paul, 2014, All-Star. Baron Davis, 2006, nope.
Oh, he should have
Nikola
been.
Jokic, 2019 was an All-Star. Dwayne Wade 2015 was an All-Star. And Nick Nurse has coached in an All-Star game.
And
That left you with 17. 17 points.
Let's
Okay.
go. Here we go.
Adam, coming down to the wire. CJ McCollum, 2021, was not an All-Star. Shaq in 2009 was an All-Star, and he was the MVP. So, good job on that one. Grant Hill, 2000, All-Star. Paul Pierce, 2003, All-Star. Pau Gasol, 2012, nope. Ben Simmons, 2017, nope. And Flip Saunders has coached an All-Star game.
oh no!
That's a tie, isn't it?
So, according to my calculations, that is a tie.
Dang.
Wow.
Yeah, because I got 3 there, Brock.
Oh, I thought you got 2. Yeah, that's.
No, I got like the first 3.
I would have said Ben Simmons was an All-Star in 2017. I really thought that was going to be true.
Yeah, I would have said yeah too.
I think it was right before I don't even know when he was drafted, but right before he was starting to be good.
I think 16, 17, 18. I don't know. But,
All right.
haha, AJ, you lost. No one won, but you lost.
Nobody won.
okay. Great, thanks.
I really
Yeah,
could
how
not.
do we do
There's going to be a
this?
tiebreaker. I could
Yeah.
not think of something quick. I'll just Google random 21st century NBA.
We
trivia.
should just do Adam versus Brock basketball debate. I think that'd be a lot of fun for everyone involved.
Yeah, that could be
Wouldn't be
interesting.
bad at all. Yeah. That's a joke. Don't do that. Don't do that. That'd be terrible.
No.
We
Yeah.
just start throwing things out.
Yeah, I can't get evicted. I just got in here, man. I just be yelling.
Start throwing punches like his favorite Timberwolf.
Dude,
Over there.
no.
That is his favorite.
He's
Timberwolf.
not my
One
favorite.
of the. Is he an all-time great Timberwolf yet?
No, he'll never be. It's gonna go down as one of the worst trades all time. Like,
I know, it's like he can't make the trade value lower. He just punched a teammate.
no, it might be one of those situations where we just like, I don't know what the cap hit would be if we cut him. I don't know what they're gonna do. They really botched this.
All right. I found an interesting question. I think you guys probably would know this, but both get it right. We're just going to keep moving on to the next question. If you don't get it right, one of you gets it right, it's game over. Okay? Multiple choice.
Oh.
What player was stabbed 11 times in 2000, but still went on to play every game of the 2000-2001 season?
Got stabbed 11 times and still played?
That's what,
think I-
that's what my sources are saying.
You said this was multiple choice.
Yep. Oh, yeah. Jason Kidd, Rasheed Wallace, Richard Jefferson, Ron Artest, or Paul Pierce. Go through those.
I'm locked.
You need me to.
Yeah, do that one more time for me.
Jason Kidd, Rasheed Wallace, Richard Jefferson, Ron Artest, and Paul Pierce are your options.
Okay, I'm locked in.
Okie dokie. All right, Brock, we'll go to you.
All right. Well, I'm not gonna lie. Before you started reading off the names, I wrote one down because I thought I was gonna be fill in the blank. Gilbert Arenas was not an option, so I am not going to be picking Gilbert Arenas tonight. I went with. I know. I went with Ron Artest though.
Okay, Ron Artest. Adam, what did you come up with?
The story sounded really familiar, and so I did the same thing as Brock, and I wrote down a name before hearing the choices, and I wrote down Allen Iverson, and then he wasn't an option. And then once I heard the options, I knew it. I knew that was Paul Pierce.
So we have. Did you say what?
I said
Ron Artest
Yeah.
and Paul Pierce. I'm telling you, one of you is going home tonight's winner, and that is Adam. It was Paul Pierce.
Yeah. I don't know why I heard that not too like within the past year probably. I heard him say it talk about it on a podcast or something. But
Yeah, I've heard it quite a bit. I like not the full story, but just that he was stabbed 11 times, got a bunch of stitches and everything. Still played.
Never heard that story. Obviously. Wow.
Yeah.
sucks, man.
Well, congratulations
for the loss,
Adam.
Brock.
Thank you, Bryce. Feels good, man.
If I just would have gotten
I'm sure it does.
one multiple choice question right. If I just would have gotten one multiple choice question right, I didn't get any multiple choice questions right tonight. Unbelievable.
Yeah, you were really bad. Really bad.
Dude,
tonight.
stop.
You're down in the mud with me. You're down in the mud with me. The winless.
We're back where we all at. Adam's on top, I'm in the middle, AJ's at the bottom, obviously, Mr. Deficit.
Technically, you're at the
Tie.
bottom, too.
I mean,
right
I did score more points than you, so technically I am above you. I'm just saying, but all right. Well, thank you, Bryce, for coming on and hosting. This was a good episode.
Thank
Much
you.
appreciated. Been a long time coming. Thank you all for tuning in. AJ's just ran to the door. Thank you all for
I had
tuning
to
in.
sneeze and I sneeze.
Make sure to subscribe on Apple Podcasts. Leave us a 5-star review. Don't leave us a 2-star review. Someone did that once, and they still haven't fessed up.
It was not.
Well, Adam did.
I hope not, Bryce. I really hope it wasn't you. Adam's still under question, but if you're on Spotify, make sure to follow us. Leave us a 5-star on there as well. Redbubble link will be in the description. Go cop some merch. Those mouse pads we're getting shipped out to Bryce as soon as possible, but expect delays, like a lot.
A mouse pad guy, he is not my favorite guy.
No, he's
he is
not-
difficult to work with.
Very difficult. But other than that, thanks for tuning in to another episode of Jump Ball. We'll be back next week, guys.